Check.
Check.
All right, we're on the fucking basement. Already cussed first 5 seconds. Evan Dalen, first time on. I got my co-host Nate Jackson. This is episode 11. What's up, Evan?
How's it going, man?
How you been doing, bro?
Living, I guess. Trying to get in shape.
Yeah, I
Looking good, bro.
Speaking of shape, I literally just got a gym membership.
Oh, where at?
Yeah, Planet Fitness. I got it like 3 days ago, and I've been going every day.
Yeah.
I'm sore as hell. I'm sore. I'm tired. I treated myself with Taco John's today, even though I probably shouldn't have.
It's alright.
Got a big, juicy super potato ole.
Oh, yeah, and I've been, after this, I'm going to go to the gym because I've just been watching Vikings all day long.
Nice.
I'm going to go to the gym after this and run them probably about 3 miles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang. So you're like a cardio guy?
No, that's my warm-up, and then I go into the workout.
Well-
I'm going to run before I go into the gym.
What's
Oh.
your time? What's your time for 3 miles, boy?
Oh, I don't run the whole fucking 3 miles. I'm not.
You working up? It's all
Yeah,
good.
no, like I'll run
was
a
about
mile
to say, that
and then I'll take a
sounds-
break and then
Oh,
we'll
okay.
just go in like sections.
Like increments?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably a good idea, too, so you're not just like completely worn out before you even go into your
Right.
workout.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I've been doing some arm workouts. And my arms, I feel like I pulled a muscle or something, bro. But I was just like opening a pickle jar the other day. And I was like, bro, I need to work out. This is ridiculous. Like if you ask your girlfriend,
Pickle jar, that's
Yeah.
how you fucking know how to
yeah, you know if you can't open a goddamn pickle jar that you need to go to the gym.
Yeah. Every time I go to the gym, like every day is arm day for me. Then
Oh, yeah.
it's like,
Don't skip leg day, bro.
no, like I'll do like I have designated days, but then I always do arms like every day.
Yeah. Just because you want to build up that muscle.
I want it.
You want to be strong.
Well, that's like the best way to show people you're working
Yeah.
out. Is like not. Everyone looks at the guy when they go into the gym. Everyone thinks of the guy sitting there like this or doing,
What
you know
what
what I
can
mean?
you
Or-
do with the big ass arms?
Yeah, what can you do
Right.
with the arms? But like, no, if you really have a big endurance, you're good at cardio. No one fucking cares.
Yeah.
Good for you. You know what I mean? But if you got big muscles,
You know, like me and I run with Robert Doherty,
Okay.
and we were
Shout out to Robert Doherty.
shout out to Robert Doherty. We were on a run last night, and we just saw dudes like fucking lapping us. I was like, this fucking asshole. It's like, motherfucker. I was pissing us off.
Go lift some weights, bro.
Yeah. Go do some real man shit.
Go fishing, bro.
For real.
Yeah, dude.
Go
Like
fucking kill a deer or something, bitch.
that's what Nate does over here.
I go fishing.
Yeah.
I don't kill deer.
I mean, I've seen you not killing
I was
deer.
like,
so
yeah.
I've been going
the
fishing.
way that was worded.
Yeah, like I've seen this man catch a fish with a stick and a string.
Yeah, a string just found from someone throwing that shit away.
Yeah, and a
Just ride it
stick,
over
and then we
there.
walked to the lake. I mean, is fishing a sport?
Absolutely. Oh, well, what's a sport? Competition.
It can be counted as competition.
You have
I mean, if you're gonna,
you have esports
That's
nowadays.
exactly what I was about to say. Like, if you have esports, you count those as sports. Fucking
And
fishing
especially,
is
not only is it competitions, it's skill. You can't fucking deny that a fisherman, if you can see me just walk up and know what the fuck I'm doing with fishing, not everyone can do that. It's kind of a skill thing, too, because I know what the fuck is up.
Well, you gotta know not a fucking fish. I mean, I don't really
Exactly.
But just because it's
I
a
don't have-
if it's a competition, does that automatically make it a sport? Because
Yeah.
then I could say like the ultimate chili making competition is a sport.
It
know. It's a
is.
sport of.
It is.
Or Hell's Kitchen, is that a sport? Like I don't think so, bro.
No,
I would say
don't-
so.
It's a competition. I don't know if it's a sport.
I would say, well, when you put it that way, cooking in itself, there's different ways you can put it. Like, I mean, recreational fishing is different than competitive fishing. Just the same way that recreational cooking in your own home is different than competitive cooking. The whole point of a sport is that it's competitive, either 1v1 or multiple versus multiple. That's the whole ideal of what a sport is.
My whole point I'm saying is like, does a competition automatically a sport though, or is it just a competition?
I would say so.
People call chess a sport.
I would say
if chess
so.
If somebody classifies chess as a sport, I guess anything can be a sport.
Yeah.
Relatively, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let's quickly look up the definition of sport.
Yeah. Pull up. I want to see Google's definition of a sport, bro.
Sport definition. An activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment. And 2, The second definition: a person who behaves in good or specified way in response teasing
Hey,
defeat.
sport.
All right.
Mr. Gasby has entered the chat.
Okay. So,
like,
Yeah.
I've never really considered like gaming or.
well, so is it
shit.
only
Like,
physical?
It's like those, I consider it like more like hobbies,
Yeah.
like competitive hobbies or anything.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
I'm not gonna go around saying fishing is a sport
Or like,
I mean, you can fish for sport, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Well, like, is hunting a sport?
It's the same thing.
No,
You're saying
bro.
it, hunt, you know.
I don't
Well,
know.
I think hunting for sport is kind of fucked up.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. That's a big.
Fishing is
In
whatever.
the
You
basement
just throw it
podcast is
back.
not condoned sport hunting.
No.
Fishing,
No.
sure, as long as you throw it in the fish bag.
There's definitely a
for
difference.
eating them. But like, yeah, I don't know, man. Hunting for sport is one of those things that is such a gray area, because like a lot of people, in their defense, they're like, you know, I'm eating them. They're eating them. They're
I mean,
skinning
I
them.
guess
But
like,
like,
it depends on what you're talking about. Like poachers, fuck them.
oh yeah,
But, like,
definitely.
if you're like, if you
People-
kill a deer and you eat the venison, but then mount the head on the wall, I don't really think that's hunting for.
That's well, yeah. What are you gonna do with the head? There's only
Yeah.
so much you can do, especially
Yeah.
with the antlers themselves.
Yeah.
I just think a lot of it's just like needless killing,
Yeah.
where it's like people don't see animals as
I
As
mean,
equivalent
I'm
to
not
themselves.
I'm not a hunter, but I would like to think that nowadays, I feel like, especially in our rural communities and shit like that, that there isn't much of sport, you know, for that reason. You know, killing just to kill, like
Yeah.
taking their antlers and
Well,
all
there
that
is,
shit,
bro.
taking
There-
their hide.
You ever, there's like that for humans, bro. You ever been on the deep web?
Well, no,
People kill things for sport all the
that's-
time, and that's one of those. It's like
when
human
you
nature.
put human, that's a different.
It's like
thing
humans
that
and
you're
cats are
putting
like the only thing that hunt people just to hunt them. Not hunt people, hunt things just to hunt them. You know what I mean? Like cats will fuck up a mouse just to do it, and then they'll bring it.
Well,
to
they
you.
have fun with it, yeah.
Yeah, but with us, like we'll do that to an animal just to have fun with it. But there's like no other animal on earth that just kills just to kill. You know what I mean? And it's like, I think as humans, we have this like moral responsibility to nature itself, to
I mean,
not just fucking kill everything.
You take it like you said there's no. It's just kind of like rung a bell son. It's not killing, but like you look at bees and they kill for like they sting for like protection.
Mm-hmm.
But then you look at a wasp. And a wasp
Oh,
is
yeah.
just an asshole. It'll
Yeah.
sting you for.
A wasps
The
are
fun
just
of it.
dicks, yeah.
Yeah.
And you got, what are they, killer bees?
Yeah.
What are
The
the-
killer hornets. Or, I
what's
don't know
the-
what they're called. Man.
Me and Connor talked about it on like the third podcast ever. Like
Yeah.
the killer hornets or
Murder hornets.
murder hornets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's-
that was what it
There's
was.
definitely quite a few animals that kill. For just fun. I think a thing that comes with killing for fun, I think, after looking at this list, is intelligence. That's surprisingly enough.
Yeah.
Because right off the bat, the first on the list of 14 animals that viciously kill one another, viciously kill for no reason, you have bottlenose dolphins enjoy causing other animals painful deaths. And this is proven because I remember hearing stories that, like, divers have these dolphins that bring them all the way to the bottom, and then they try to go back up and they bring them down, and they're like, hee hee, like we're playing, and they go back up, and so they think that these
Oh my
dolphins
God.
just kill. I mean, clearly they're not going to eat these humans.
Dolphins
And
are
then right
weird
next,
motherfuckers.
your house cat, what we just brought up beforehand. And then you have foxes.
Oh,
I
really?
mean,
Wait,
right
that's
there,
right.
a single fox kills 74 animals in just 3 days. Foxes are known for being very clever animals and also being very agile hunters. I think it comes to realize is intelligence, because what you have next is leopards, big cats, and cats are very known for being intelligent.
Hyenas, dude.
Hyenas,
Dude, I forgot hyenas.
those are just a vicious, very mean animal.
I
They're in
saw a
packs.
video of a dude. He got like a hyena as like a pup.
Mm.
It's just like it ended up being
Oh,
a
wait,
fucking
hold
terrible story.
A small group of hyenas went on a strange killing spree of gazelles, the likes of which has rarely been seen. They killed a total of 82 gazelles. Gazelle? For far more than the group could even eat, and badly injured 27 more, leaving them there to die slowly. Dang,
And that's
that's fucked up.
That's a species of canine that
That's
we
like-
have in our house today. That's like a fucking off branch of the wolf, which is just like our dogs, an off branch of a wolf. And for there, Gorillas have been known to commit infanticide out of jealousy.
Oof.
I mean, this isn't really about necessarily the humans, but I mean, a big thing is that, you know, it's also between our human race.
Dude, gorillas and monkeys in general are just so nuts.
Yeah.
We're basically a combination of like funguses, monkeys, and like fish and aliens.
Right here.
That's what humans are.
Apparently, some lions decided to kill dozens of humans.
Oh, I don't blame them. I mean, no.
I mean, isn't there like actually the Great Emu War, if you remember that? Haven't you heard about that?
Is that
Dude,
like Hot Topic?
Vaguely, man.
Was that like Pierce the Veil versus Sleeping with Sirens Hot Topic debate? No,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
the
saying.
Emu War, also known as the Great Emu War, was a nuisance wildlife management military operation undertaken in Australia, the latter part of 1932, to address public concern over the number of emus said to be running amongst in Companion District, Western Australia.
Bro, we had a war against the emus.
Alright.
Hold on, let me...
Know what this reminds me? Have any of you guys seen Letterkenny?
I know what it is.
Alright. There's an episode in Letterkenny. It's I know what it is. It's season 4, episode 2.
Is that mine or is that?
That's mine.
Okay.
Alright, and the basis of it is like on the golf course there's too many like gooses, geese, that's what they call them, Canadian gooses. There's too many geese shitting all over the golf course, so like the people at the country club that the golf course is on is like they just started oiling up the eggs to like reduce them.
Oh yeah.
Like the whole premise of the episode is like the main characters going and fucking with the people at the golf course. It's fucking hilarious.
It's
Everybody-
crazy.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that. That show's really funny.
It's
real.
hilarious.
I gotta see it.
But yeah, what I just pulled up here is that the Great Emu War of 1932, we actually lost. Because even though there was no human casualties, the war consisted of 20,000 emus and only 986 were killed out of the 10,000 bullets that have been used. So we lost this fucking war against these giant birds. I mean, it makes sense. Birds are
Imagine
super
being
intelligent.
in the military to be sent out to
I'm
kill
just imagining like
fucking-
hand-to-hand combat with a fucking emu.
No, you're just like in formation with your other troops, and all of a sudden you look out and there's a whole wave of thousands of these fucking birds just charging at you.
Oh my gosh.
It's a cinematic masterpiece.
Dude, this is something that they should teach in first grade.
Seriously,
then
I forgot
reinforce
where I
every grade
learned this
after that.
from.
This is gold, bro. I can't believe I've never heard of this before.
It's great.
I've definitely heard of
There's
it
been
before.
multiple attempts. There's not only been... Jesus Christ, it did nothing. They
Where
were
was
able
this
to
at
do-
again?
Australia. Western Australia.
Is that the only war that's been fought with animals? Has there been any other
Have you ever
human
heard of
v animal
guerrilla
wars?
warfare?
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah.
The
but
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
that shit scares me. Like,
Yeah.
Planet of the
Apes?
Apes stuff scares me, man. Yeah.
It's a
You don't
good
like
movie.
those?
No, I like them, but they scare me. Like, it's just like I feel like that could happen if apes were just like a little smarter and a little more pissed off at us
It could happen.
and a little more intelligent to like combine their numbers. Like, have you ever played the game Plague Inc?
Yeah.
It was a mobile game that I had for a while, and they had a DLC where one of the plagues was like an ape plague, where like an apes take over the world and
Oh,
shit.
really?
Yeah, it was. That game was crazy because
No, it always pissed me off because I never won. Cause I always started like downloaded it and started off, but I could never fucking win.
yeah, you know what was really crazy about that game? That kind of that reminds me of the coronavirus. How like the virus spreads a lot, but it's very rarely like damaging or kills you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most people don't even know they have it. But
Honestly.
but the thing about Plague Inc. was doing that with your disease, making it so it had like no side effects but spread fast,
Yeah.
and then later adding the side effects was like the only way to win.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah,
I always
so
like-
like
Increase the side effects super fucking fast.
yeah, that's like you lose that way.
Oh really?
Yeah, the only way to win is to like to get everyone infected, and then all of a sudden, since
Yeah.
you have so many points built up, you're just like organ failure, and then everyone fucking dies. But like, imagine COVID doing that.
Yeah, you save up all your points in the game, and then you just
What if-
max out on the specifics, so it's just deadly. And
What if COVID is saving their points right now?
Yeah. We're just fucking
especially
at
if
some-
it's
the fingertips of
a
some-
genetically modified disease, if you will, that's
Yeah.
being controlled.
All the Spencers and Barnes and Nobles, witches and Wiccans, with all their books from Walmart.
You know who you are.
We
You
all
know who you are.
They're the ones causing COVID with their. It's a conspiracy. Big Wiccan is out there, and they're. I actually think Big Poop is behind this. Think about
Who's
how,
Big Poop?
it's the big poop companies. I mean, think about like how much toilet paper companies have made during this time, or gas stations. I went to the gas station the other day to get see if
Even
they have masks.
bidets. Even
It's like,
bidets.
I couldn't get to the mall without a mask, so they were like, I went to the gas station and I was like, "Y'all got any masks?" And they're like, "We got a pack of them for $10." So I had to pay $10.
You buy those fucking ones and they're like cheap as shit.
Yeah, I bought.
They'll snap off first time you
Mhm.
put it on your face.
And I paid $10 for it. It's ridiculous, man. Like that.
Look at that
So you didn't find anything. It was the only.
Hold up, you got COVID.
motherfucker. Yes. Worried about his mask.
You have COVID.
That looks like a fucking thong.
It is. You got COVID, bro.
I can smell it from here, bro.
It smells good.
This week's sponsor. We're sponsored by Blue Thong Incorporated.
In Soap City, USA.
Yeah, Sub City and Blue Thong Incorporated. Go buy their blue thongs, and then go buy some soap from Soap City. Yeah, Evan was supposed to be on a little bit ago. Then he couldn't come on because he's being shipped
Yeah.
out to sea.
The military.
Yeah.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about that a little bit, bro. How you feeling?
What are you going in there for?
I'm a wheeled vehicle mechanic.
A what?
Wheeled vehicle mechanic.
What is that?
I work on wheeled vehicles.
He's a mechanic.
You
You
work-
know how there's car mechanics? He's working on
Like, I'm not gonna-
tanks and all.
Well, is it-
No, tanks are on tracks.
Yeah, I was about to say
I'll
tanks
work
are
on like
wheeled.
the Jeeps or fire trucks or.
That's pretty cool, dude. Does it pay good?
I mean, it's like a salary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's.
A lot. See, that's
But like when I wanted to do aviation. And
Yeah.
That was the job I
Why
had.
didn't you?
Would have been like 6 figures when I got out.
Why didn't you do that?
So I got robbed of it.
Really?
Yeah, and the whole process of enlisting, I got robbed of it just because it took too much time, and you have like a certain amount of time to
That
go out there and
sucks.
enlist after you pick your job, or it goes away.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That's-
It was,
So you had to just pick something else?
Yeah, I got what I have now.
I mean,
When I went in, I was like aviation or cars. That's what I want to do.
yeah.
So
Well, at least you got
I
one of the things you
didn't
like.
completely lose, but like I got my hopes up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was their fault? They
No, I
screwed you?
mean, when I went up, there's 2 different MEPs. Like, the MEPs is where you go to enlist.
Okay.
There's one in Milwaukee and there's one in Chicago. Well, they sent me to the Milwaukee one at 1st,
Mhm.
but my paperwork was in Chicago.
Oh.
And the time frame that you have from picking your job with your recruiter for the Army and going up to enlist, you have 5 days to go up and get your job, or else it'll go away. And so I went up there, and I was like, I wasn't supposed to be there, so they took me home. Took a couple days. He actually ended up being able to pick that job again for me because it was still
Okay.
up. He got it again. So then I went to Chicago, and then I had to get an eye consult there. And so they're like, yeah, 2 weeks, you come back. So like I knew right then, like, yeah, the job won't be available in 2 weeks.
That sucks, bro.
So yeah, they sent me home, and when I went up there, I was alright.
At least you got something that you can like, cause
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I know a lot of people, not a lot, but I know a decent amount of people that want to or have joined the Army for those jobs. You know, they don't necessarily want to go out and fight people.
Yeah,
They don't
it's-
want to do the military's can
Most
be a good way for
don't.
people to get their life started.
Is, Wouldn't you say, Evan, that it's the minority that go into like combat?
There's like
It's really
It's
crazy,
like
motherfuckers.
2
that
or
do
5% that are combat jobs.
that. Wouldn't you agree? That's
It's like
just,
the whole other thing is support or supply.
yeah, honestly, it's probably just crazy motherfuckers going into that, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how you even like willingly want to.
Those are the guys at the gyms that are always having like on there
I mean,
chugging
Not
like a
even
gallon
that.
of water.
There has to be a mindset where I'm just like
Weights.
are alright with killing and just okay with the uncomfortableness.
I think it's just like they watch too many cop shows and then they're
I
like,
don't
I want to
know.
have a
It
gun.
probably has a family thing.
Or they're
with it,
hunters
too.
or-
I would imagine there's like a pride big aspect to it.
Yeah, a lot of the aspects to it is if like your dad or your grandpa or your uncle or someone was in the military, then like
Right.
you sometimes would feel an obligation or whatever to join, because the military can be a great place to get your life started.
That's why I was like, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do something I can do when I get out.
Yeah,
Like, I wasn't gonna go in and go do infantry.
right. You're just trying to get some benefits.
Injured.
Yeah, there's benefits from the army, but I think a lot of the time they do lie. They don't necessarily lie to you, but they manipulate you.
Definitely.
A lot of
They don't always tell you the truth. Is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, they'll
They don't
make-
tell you the complete truth.
Yeah, they'll
because
give you half truth.
Aren't you able to like drop out up to the point before basics completely if you want to? That's what I've been told.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, like up until.
But they
the point
don't tell you
get
that.
There.
Have you ever had any like upper sergeant or military person tell you that?
No.
See,
No.
that's why they don't want to tell you that, because they don't want people quitting. They don't want people second guessing and being like, maybe this isn't for me.
Yeah, I know that.
It's just
The
very
military.
manipulative in the way. I mean, even recruiters themselves, just
Yeah,
very manipulative.
something I've thought for a
Because they're
while.
based on like a payroll, not only a payroll, like a
Quota.
quota.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was a big thing with the police. But what do you think?
But that's gone now
yeah, what do you think about
with police.
What do you think about women being drafted? Do you think women should have to be drafted or men have to be drafted?
Yes.
I mean, if they're gonna get this whole equality thing is an argument. I feel
If
like
you
it's-
have a child,
it should be.
no.
I feel like
If,
yeah. Like
if
they're
your
gonna-
husband was drafted and you have a child, then no. But
yeah,
if
it
you
just
are
depends
a
on that. Like that's how it used to be. Like if you're like the last kid, like say, if you're the youngest kid or the last name to your family, you know what I mean? Like you didn't have to be drafted. Like your mom could go in and be like, listen, if he dies,
Your whole bloodline is
our
gone.
bloodline is done.
right.
And you didn't have to be.
And there was even exceptions,
That
like if
wasn't
you
a thing
were
back
if you
then,
were
right?
famous
Was it?
as hell.
Yeah, it is a thing.
Oh, it is a
I
thing?
don't know what time frame it was.
And then you have if you were famous, then you could get out of it.
And if you were in college, you could get out of it.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah, I mean,
because didn't Trump like enlist in a college to get out of it? I'm pretty sure he
I have
did.
no
I'm pretty sure that was like a big thing. He enlisted in a college.
yeah,
to
he
get out of
avoided
it.
the draft.
He did.
Yeah.
He acts like he's a big veteran guy. He's a draft dodger, but in his
I don't
defense,
blame him,
I
though.
wouldn't want to get drafted either.
Yeah,
That'd be
Donald Trump
terrifying.
avoided the military draft 5 times.
What is it? Business Insider? How reliable is that?
Who knows?
Yeah, I think but at some point someone's got to stay home. Someone's got to stay home when everyone
I
else is
mean,
off fighting.
yeah, I mean, like back to the question, yeah, girls can get drafted.
They can.
I feel like they should. If guys get drafted, I feel like they should get drafted.
You do?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, but like exactly what Nate said, not unless they have like a child or like if like one person in their
Or
family
they're
in their
pregnant.
household has already been drafted.
Right. Yeah, I think that women should be able to get drafted, but like, I feel like someone's got to stay home. I mean, women were a big part of our economy in the 40s when we were in World War II. Women
Mhm.
really held down the fort. And it's crazy to me that they didn't even have all the rights a man has, but they were like holding down the fucking fort while
Yeah.
everyone was gone. Yeah, I mean,
And you
we've
gotta
we've
think-
come a long way since the 40s.
Very well.
We've come. People don't act like it, but we have
Yeah,
come
but
a
that-
long way.
Because like before that, they were like stay at home all
Yeah.
the time, and
For
then
real.
Rosie the Riveter came out.
Yeah.
Yep.
They all joined the
Be
workforce.
super
But it's
submissive
not
to
like
your.
that now. Like
Yep.
everybody's in the workforce. Now.
Right. Back
Yeah.
then it was like be super submissive to your husband and
Yeah.
it's that ridiculous shit. It was,
Well, back then you had like the nuclear family, where it was like you had the wife, the husband, one or two kids, and the dog.
It's like
And the dad would work, and the mom would stay home, and
It's like the. Oh, you probably don't know what this is. Leave It to Beaver.
what?
It was an old TV show.
I
What
know.
is it?
You know what I'm talking about?
I know.
What is
It's
it?
just like
Justin Bieber?
stereotypical. It's Beaver.
Oh, Beaver. I thought you said leave it to
Yeah,
Beaver.
it's one of those typical like old.
Like, Dad went
50s
to
stick
work.
sheet, like
Mom-
Andy Griffith show and all that kind
Oh,
of style,
gotcha.
like old.
And there's a dude
family.
named Beaver.
Yeah, that's what they
Yeah.
called the youngest kid. Beaver.
Yep.
He was like the comedic relief.
Basically.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
You had like Dennis the Menace and all that kind of shit.
Yeah. I'm not really big into like watching TV or
No, this
movies
is like
a
when
lot.
I would. Maybe knows what I'm talking about. Antenna TV.
Mhm.
Like when we were in elementary school, we just watch like all these old shows like Different Strokes, Leave It to Beaver. fucking-
Good stuff.
Yeah, but like that's just one of them.
I feel like TV has just generally gone downhill hella lately.
That's
Nobody
why they are
watches
coming out with
TV.
these like streaming.
Yeah, dude. Streaming has basically just gone full circle because like back in cable, you just had to pay a bunch of money, and it was like you got everything. You had to pay a bunch of money, and then all of a sudden it was like Netflix is out, and you could pay $10
Yeah.
and have all this shit. And then all of a sudden Hulu and Disney Plus and HBO Go and all this
Yeah.
stuff. So at this point, with all the streaming services to watch what you want, you basically have to pay the same amount you'd have to pay for cable.
It's really weird. Yeah.
I just leech, man. I'm not, I have
No shame.
somebody else's Netflix, somebody else's Hulu, somebody's Disney Plus. The only thing I pay for is Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I have someone else's Netflix and
Okay.
someone else's Hulu, so I guess you're right. Well,
I
like,
pay for my own
But
Netflix
yeah,
and Hulu.
I wanna-
there's really no purpose of having cable.
I want to shout out right now everyone that owns their own Netflix or Hulu and lets people mooch. You guys are the homies. Shout out to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, like in general, I just feel like maybe they're running out of ideas, or they just don't care. But like, I watch kids shows now, and I'm like, these are shit. I mean,
Yeah, like I've always hyped up like Zack and Cody and
mhm.
like all the
SpongeBob.
shows we grew up watching. And watching them, like going back, like I really only go back to listen to the theme song.
Really?
Yeah, I
You
love
just, like,
the
look
theme
it up on
song, but like
YouTube?
watching the TV show now, like on Disney Plus, I'm like, man, this just isn't it anymore.
This ain't it, Chief.
This ain't it.
We're watching Wizards of Waverly Place,
Yeah, man.
and you're just like,
It's a
I
good
don't
show.
know, man. But like when I was like 10, and all I had was cable, and I'm up at 1 in the morning
Yeah.
and laying in bed, and all of a sudden Disney Channel original Wizards of Waverly Place comes on, you can bet your gosh darn butt that I'm staying up all night and watching it. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know, but you have kids shows now, or like Team Umi Gumi or
Yeah,
whatever, and like
I
they're
don't
just
like 'em.
so
Like,
stupid.
I watched Cartoon Network the other day, and I was so disappointed with what I was watching.
It's just like like back in the day, these kids shows actually had like clever wit to them. It was like
Mhm.
Regular Show or Adventure Time, or I don't know. One of the last ones was Gumball.
I like
or-
Gumball, and there was what was it?
Adventure
name?
Time.
It was
That's what I
the
said,
You're gonna know when I tell you. It was a dude, and he had a friend whale, and he always hung out in the whale.
Oh, it's like something's home
Flapjack.
for imagine.
Flapjack,
Oh, Flapjack.
yeah.
Oh,
And Homes for Imagine.
I thought you were talking about someone.
Foster's Home for
Yeah,
Imaginary
that-
Friends. That
the one.
was my favorite of all time.
I,
That was good.
I literally only saw
I
one
like
episode
chocolate
of that.
milk.
My favorite one was Chowder.
I like potatoes.
I like Chowder a lot. When he's like rada 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 rada.
Chowder was good.
Chowder. Yeah, but like you think all those shows were actually cleverly made. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They actually had themes. Now it's just like,
Courage the Cowardly
oh
Dog.
no,
Sure.
my bed broke. There's a lizard in my house. Someone, can you spot the lizard? And then the lizard's in the corner. I mean, there was Dora like that, but Cartoon Network
Well,
was
Dora
never like
was
that.
like advertised for like young,
Yeah, like
young
4-year-olds.
children.
I-
Did you guys watch the live action Dora they just came out?
No, but I wanted
I heard
to.
about it. I forgot about
Was it
that.
good?
No, I never watched that.
Dude,
I was like, dear God.
We need to host a theater party
For Dora?
for Dora, the new Dora.
I heard I may be wrong. I heard something about a Courage the Cowardly Dog movie.
Really?
Yeah, Nate, look that up. Maybe see if I.
Gotcha.
I know they were planning on making a Bob's Burgers movie, but I think it got canceled.
I hate Bob's Burgers.
Really?
That's one show I won't watch.
Leave me alone, bro. Bob's Burgers is a good show.
I just like I don't like it, man.
Why?
I just don't like looking at the characters. I think they all look stupid. I can't, it puts off the whole show for me.
I think that it's really funny, but the humor is really different from like all those other shows. Because you have like Family Guy and American Dad, South Park, and all those shows, and then you all of a sudden have Bob's Burgers, and Bob's Burgers is just kind of like the odd one out.
Yeah.
It's either you like it or you don't.
Right there, Courage the Cowardly Dog 2020 film. Courage the Cowardly Dog is an upcoming American 2D animated comedy horror film that will be released in theaters October 23rd of 2020. Most of this featured by series like the 2001 episode 1000 Years of Courage.
Read the plot right
The
there.
plot, Courage, voiced by Matthew Grabstein, was abandoned as a pup, was founded by Muriel to take him home to take him home of nowhere, but all evil is creeping in their house. Courage and his owners must face the wicked and evil Mabage. Courage will have friends to help him. Very vague.
Courage has friends.
I guess so. In the movie.
Huh.
There's even a soundtrack and everything.
Huh.
What a soundtrack. Hound Dog by Elvis Presley. I Got a Feeling by Black Eyed Peas.
Oh no! Why is
Hound
that?
Dog and
Why is that in the soundtrack for Courage?
In the End by Linkin Park.
Oh no!
Thriller by Michael Jackson.
And there's like diversity in this playlist, man.
Oh yeah, bro.
None of those feel like a Courage the Cowardly Dog soundtrack. Maybe Thriller.
Thriller.
Maybe.
Hound
Dog.
Dog. I don't know. I mean, Hound Dog, it depends. Like, if it's a scene where he's going somewhere. I Got a Feeling.
No, I Got a Feeling is
I
that's,
got a
that's
feeling.
not a good one. That's like an Adam Sandler movie song, not a Courage the Cowardly Dog. No, that'll make it sued. No, but I don't know, man. I don't know. After looking at that soundtrack, I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared. I hope they don't butcher my boy.
Yeah, man.
That show scared the shit out of me when I was a kid, though.
I didn't like watching it for like just because it was scary, but like watching it now, I like it.
Yeah.
There was.
It's really unsettling.
Yeah.
Like if you watched it now, like anytime recently,
Yeah.
I watched it a couple months ago, and I was like, how did they show this to kids? I'm like, how is it okay watching the kids watching this? But
another good one I liked
different times.
was can't remember the name of it. It was like an agency in the treehouse. You know what I'm talking about?
What?
Codename Kids Next Door.
Codename Kids Next
Oh
Door.
yeah, that one, bro. That Courage. I remember Courage and Codename Kids Next Door would like play.
Yeah,
back
you
then.
had like Codename 1, 2, 3, 4.
That was a good one.
All that
There was
shit.
also Johnny Test. If you guys remember Johnny
was
Test.
good, yeah.
Johnny.
I haven't seen that in
Test.
so
Johnny.
long. Like,
Living the life in one.
it's crazy. We have this whole generation of people that just know all these shows. That they're just like permanently embedded into our brains,
Yeah.
and we're never gonna get them out.
For real.
It's like all
It's
those.
like you think of like your parents or your grandparents talking about like
Well,
Tom
there's
and Jerry,
yeah,
or, like,
they're the same
Mickey
way.
Mouse.
Yeah.
Like I wish I love the Looney Tunes still, like Martin
Really?
and Martian
Yeah.
and shit.
Right.
I was never really. I wasn't really big on Looney Tunes. I was really big on Scooby Doo when I was a lot young.
I like Scooby.
Scooby Doo was my shit when
I
I
don't
was
like the
7.
I don't like the newer Scooby Doo's.
Me neither. I'm talking like the old classic ones.
What's new Scooby Doo's?
What's New Scooby Doo and before
Yes.
were great.
Yes.
If you had like, after that was Mystery Incorporated, and I didn't like Mystery Incorporated.
No, there's
There's
they have
Mystery
two series, or like they have a couple on Netflix right now. One is What's New Scooby Doo, and there's another one that I tried
Mystery
to watch.
Incorporated, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Me neither. And then there's a new one that they made that's only on cable right now, and it's even worse than
They're just
Mystery
cheap.
Incorporated. They just keep changing the animation and
Yeah.
making it even more kiddie. But I think they're making a movie right now for Scooby Doo,
They just came out with Scoob.
where like the actual like Shaggy's actually smokes weed in it and stuff. Like
What?
they're making like a live action Scooby Doo movie where it's like rated R.
No, they're not.
That's what I heard, bro.
That would be cool.
It would
I
be
watch
really
it.
cool, yeah. Yeah, it would be cool. I remember when they made that live action Scooby Doo movie and like for like a Disney Channel original, and Freddy had black hair and everyone flipped out. and then no one ever talked about that one again.
I remember it was hyped up, and yeah. I like the old live action ones though. Those are nice. Those are good.
James Gunn reveals Warner Bros. Wouldn't allow him to make Velma gay in Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, apparently Velma was gay.
No, he wanted her to be gay.
Velma was supposed to be gay
I
in
mean,
Scooby-Doo
like-
live action movies.
I mean, like, who cares? You know what I mean? Oh, I mean, there was the other guy. What was it? Seth Green in those movies. Remember the old Scooby-Doo movies, the live action ones?
Seth Green was in them.
Yeah, where like one of them, all the monsters came back to life and shit, and they were on like an island or something.
Yeah, that's the one I think of when I. Yeah, I didn't know Seth Green was in them.
Yeah, Seth Green was in one of them. I there was always a bunch of like weed jokes in those ones. That when you're a kid, that would just fly over your head. Like there was a girl who was like, "Yeah, my name's Mary Jane," and Shaggy was like, "Yeah, that's my favorite name ever."
I remember.
And then,
yeah, I
like-
remember that. And they were on the airplane.
Yeah, and then there was another scene where they opened the mystery machine and a bunch of smoke comes barreling out, and then they were like just cooking food in the back of the mystery machine. But like there was actually a deleted scene from like right after that scene. There was supposed to be another scene, but it got deleted from the final cut of the film. That was they were cooking food, but then they'd open the back of the van, and they'd be like, we have a bunch of a pot in here, and Freddie was supposed to be like, what? And then they open the back of the van. There's just like a bunch of pots and pans. They're like, got a bunch of pots in here, and but it got scrapped because it was probably just a little too indicative. You know what I mean? But
That makes sense.
yeah, those movies were good. But yeah, those old kids shows were way better. It's already 40 minutes in, so I think it's now time to bring up the do album of the week.
Album of the week.
Dookie.
Dookie. By
Dookie
Green
poop.
Day.
Oh, Green Day. Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah, man. Me and Nate actually bonded over this album the first time I ever met him. He just came up to me one day and he was like, listen to this. And he put his earbud in my ear. And it was Longview off this album. And I was like, oh, my camera died. We have 40 minutes. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, he put a fucking earbud in my ear. And he goes, well, listen to this. And it was Longview. And I go, it's Longview by Green Day. And he goes, mm-hmm. And he took his earbud out and walked away. But then I ended up sitting next to him, so then we ended up talking more. But like,
Yeah, no, when we were growing up, it was like literally all I would ever listen to was Green Day. Probably from like a span of like
Good
from
shit.
5th grade to like 7th grade, it was like just that
Same.
music, like Green Day, Bowling for Soup, Red Hot Chili Peppers, like
Good
you know,
shit.
Yeah.
yeah, same man. I remember my dad showed me the first Green Day I ever heard was actually American Idiot. My dad showed me that when I was a kid, moshing around to that when I was 5, and then Green Day was like my favorite band for like 10 years after that, man. Like, they have a lot of good albums, but Dookie
Yeah.
definitely crowns the top of them.
Yeah.
And Dookie definitely has specifically good songs like fucking Burnout and shit, and you got like Longview, and you know Basket
Chump.
Case, all that shit.
I like Chump.
Personal favorite of mine, like She, that's a good one.
Yeah. Then it had the best ever bonus track. It had the best ever hidden track on it. The All by Myself song. You ever hear that?
Yeah.
That.
All by
that
myself.
I think Trey Cool sings that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
He plays guitar on it as well.
I don't know what happened to Green Day, man. They had these
They had a
this
few
10 out of 10 album here, and then their most recent album is just hot.
They had
Is
like-
Dookie.
Yeah.
Like this album's called Dookie, but their new album is a piece of Dookie.
There was they had a holiday song that came out. That's
Yeah.
like the most recent song I've heard.
That was off American Idiot. That was in like 2004.
Oh, they literally
No.
says like new release, and there was like a holiday, like a.
Maybe
No,
they
I'm not
re-released
talking
it.
about holiday.
Yeah, he's
I'm
not
talking
talking
about like
the
a
release
holiday
itself.
themed song, kind of. It's
What?
like that it came out around then.
Oh, around the holidays.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They had a whole new album that came out around then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very bad. It's not
good. No.
It's not good at all. If Green Day, if you're listening to this right now, Shame on you.
Step up your fucking game.
Come on, Billy.
What has happened? Shame on you.
Billy Joel.
All he talks about is politics, and he can't even do anything now. It's like, it didn't even sound like Green Day. I listened to it and I was like, what is this garbage?
One of the, like, I guess it's one of their more recent songs. I don't know, probably not. Is that I'll actually listen to is "Kill the DJ." You know what I'm talking
Oh yeah,
about?
that's off Uno.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had those 3 albums come out, Uno, Dos, and Tres.
Yeah.
All 3 albums in a year. And there was a couple of good songs on them, but they could have just taken all the good songs off 3 albums and made it into just one good album.
Yeah.
They could have just had one good album, but instead they had to go 3 albums in 1 year, bro. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and with then they had the Revolution Radio, and Revolution Radio wasn't that bad. It had a Bang Bang.
What was
on it.
that? Fuck. I'm forgetting
Bang
what the
Bang
new
was
song
Bang Bang
called.
was a good one, yeah.
Maybe it was Oh Yeah, but I'm not sure. But it was a song that completely did not sound like them. They sounded like a whole brand new pop band and everything.
Yeah, like their new album, Father of All, literally looks like the American Idiot cover, but just like a 5th grade version of it. And they're
He's like, Billy Joe's not even singing like himself. Like
no, he doesn't.
would.
He has like auto tune. He makes it. He's trying to sound like indie or something. Like
Yeah.
it just doesn't work. Not for Green Day. Like just change the project.
I listen to like their old stuff. I don't keep up with their new stuff though. I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's not good anymore.
Yeah, I look back at their old stuff and I have fond memories of it because of like being a child. But I think they literally still sell out stadiums. So I think they just don't care. I think it's just money signs.
It's like, oh, Green Day's got a concert. Let's go.
For real.
Who cares
So,
what-
actually people do go to Green Day concerts? They sell at stadiums, man.
No, that's not what I meant. I said nobody cares what their music's like.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking Green Day.
Yeah, they still put on good shows from what I hear.
Oh, do they?
Well, I imagine they mostly play their older stuff.
No problem. Yeah.
I mean, that's the only stuff people care about. I mean, I really liked that album. The album that not a lot of people talk about is Nimrod. It was an album I really, really liked. It had a Hitchin' a Ride, and it had this weird like style. It had like the violins and stuff that isn't normal for Green Day. Like Green Day, you just think of like punk guitar and Billy Joe's vocals and Trey Cool just going fucking nuts. But like, Trey Cool's nuts. But like, that album specifically just feels like you're at a fancy diner.
My favorite Green Day song, it's definitely Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Hell yeah.
Definitely. You say that with certainty.
Certainty.
I like that. Yeah, bro.
Definitely Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Boulevard of Broken Dreams was like the cornerstone for them because when they released that, it like their popularity skyrocketed, man.
You know what I like about Boulevard and Broken Dreams and like Holiday, like their music videos, if you ever watched them, it's like the end of Boulevard of Broken Dreams is Holiday.
I think it's the
Like,
other way
it's the
around.
begin. Is it?
Yeah. Holiday
Oh.
comes first, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what I liked about it. I was like, that's kind
Honestly, Green Day was like the punk rock version of the Beatles. Like they had so many, they had so many big, so many big hits.
How can you say something so
What?
controversial yet so
Can
brave,
Can
bro?
I elaborate?
of.
because
Green Day was the punk Beatles.
every song that the Beatles released became a big hit. You know what I mean? No matter what it may be, just the same as
Yeah, they sung about
Green Day in their
Octopus's
prime.
Gardens.
American Idiot, every song was a hit. A lot of their songs, big popular songs, they have definitely over like 25 songs that a lot of people know. I mean, off the bat, I can think of plenty.
I don't know, man. I don't think I would compare to them to the Beatles.
No, of the punk rock
I have-
scene.
I don't-
Of the punk rock scene, or pop punk scene.
Yeah, I don't think they've reached that status.
No,
yet,
I don't.
though.
The Beatles.
They're like the Beatles. I feel like
Okay.
they have stayed relevant through
The
all this
Beatles-
time, and I
Yeah,
feel like Green Day has
that's
already
true.
lost that relevance.
Yeah, the Beatles have
True.
the Beatles started something. They started rock and roll, arguably. Not them themselves, but they are like the big social movement that was like rock and roll. You know what I mean?
Pioneers.
And
I'm talking about the pop
Green Day.
punks.
Green Day is a fucking 90s pop punk band. Who,
Of the pop punk scene.
Nate, just shut up and get shit on for a second here, okay?
Yeah, you literally just came out and said Green Day is the Beatles.
Of what? Of the pop punk scene.
So
Quote
it's
me
like
completely,
you're saying
you
like
politician.
you're comparing them, like you're saying like it's an analogy. You're saying
Yes, that's how it was from the start.
I don't know.
If you listen to my first statement, I said
I think
the Green Day is the Beatles.
I disagree.
The
If anything,
punk
it's
scene.
if anything, it's the Sex Pistols or Black Flag or
Well,
the
of the
Dead
complete,
Kennedys or something.
sure,
The Beatles,
sure.
The
Of
Beatles
the
were
complete punk scene, but the pop punk scene is Green Day.
Now the Green Day sold out, bro. They literally became everything
when-
that they were
later
speaking
on-
out against.
Once the pop punk scene was already saturated, they sold
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I get what you mean. I think it's just easy to see it like that because they're probably the most popular pop punk band ever. Like,
Just like how the Beatles are probably one of the most
yeah, but the
popular-
Beatles are probably the most popular band ever. Like in the of any band ever, in any genre, in any band.
I guess.
Like,
But if you want to go specifically genre, they're not like the best band of the fucking funk genre. Like, what's your point?
no, I'm
It's
saying
not
they're probably. I'm saying of like
any genre.
I'm not saying within that certain genre. I'm saying like
There's
they're
plenty
just
of people that
overall
thought
the
they
best
were
band,
shit.
probably.
Plenty of people
Based
thought
on
they were
popularity.
sellout boy band bullshit.
Well, they were sold out first. They were a shitty boy band first, and then they became good.
It wasn't until they were broken up that everyone was like, truly like, the Beatles are so fucking woke
I
and
don't
have
know, man.
changed music history.
When they released like Sgt. Pepper's and the White Album,
I
and
guess
shit like that,
Sgt. Pepper's definitely
more scared
changed.
later on.
they got-
Sergeant Pepper's was a different thing for its
They
time.
just started
that was
taking
the
a bunch of
first album
acid.
that
It
was
was
like,
like they just took a bunch of acid, and then they were like, "Let's make a fucking album. We're done with this boy band shit." And then Paul McCartney was like, "Yeah," and then John Lennon was like stitching his communist tattoo on him. You know, Yoko Ono was getting her dick sucked.
amen.
Off topic. Have you seen?
There's no such thing as off topic in this show.
Okay. Yeah. Have you seen the movie? It's Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
No.
Okay. Well, it's with what's his name? In Step Brothers, there's Will Ferrell and what's the other guy's name?
Oh, yeah. Look this shit up, Nate.
John C. Reilly. Is it John C. Reilly?
Let's see if you're right.
Yep,
John
John
C.
C.
Reilly.
Riley.
Okay. Well, anyway, this movie is basically like a knockoff of Johnny Cash's Walk the Line.
Okay.
Movie. It just tells the story of, like, it's like a parody. It just tells the story of a...
And it has this John C. Riley guy.
Yeah,
in it?
he's a... His character is Dewey Cox. But anyway, it's just him growing up, going through life, being a amazing musician while being fucking ridiculous the whole way through the movie.
Right.
But it just has like a scene with the Beatles in it, and it's in their acid stage. And Jack Black is, I think he's Paul. Or Ringo. I can't remember which one he is. It's Jack Black. Paul Rudd is in there. But like, I was just relating it to the acid topic.
Yeah.
It's like they did acid together, and it's just fucking hilarious.
I love like the comedy movies that take that aspect into it. Like you've seen what's that one with Johnny Depp? The something in Vegas.
Fear and Loathing in Las
Yeah,
Vegas.
that one. Yeah,
That's
that's like one of the best ones. And then
It's a lot more than acid. They
yeah, it's a lot more than acid, buddy. But yeah, have you ever?
old school shit, Quaaludes and fucking Ether. You don't see that shit.
I
around
haven't seen that
anymore.
movie in a long time.
Have you seen the movie Rango?
Bits and
The
pieces.
animated
They have-
movie?
Yes, they have they have.
Oh, the animated with the lizard, yeah.
Yeah, they have a Easter egg of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Really?
Yeah,
I see that now when they're driving down the.
when he first gets kicked out of the car in like the very beginning of the movie, he hits like their red convertible that they were driving in the movie in Fear and Loathing.
See, that's what I'm saying. Is like kids' movies back in the day all had these old like jokes in them that
Yeah.
adults could understand, and they could watch these movies with their kids and enjoy it. But now it's like you watch kids' movies and you're like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. But like, yeah, the movies that can like portray drug use in a way that's not just like, I'm high, I'm drunk.
Ugh.
You know what I mean? Or they just act stupid. Like, I've seen The Walking Deceased, which is like a parody of The Walking Dead, and they just smoke weed. And one guy starts like hallucinating, and he's like looking at something. I'm like, that's not what happens when you smoke weed, bro. I mean, unless they weren't smoking weed. But they were smoking weed. They were smoking weed. So it's like movies that can like portray it in a way that people like can actually relate to. Like, shout out to them. Like, you have
There's so many stupid stoner movies. Like, just on like Netflix alone, it was like.
What's your favorite stupid stoner movie?
Stupid stoner movie. Dude, of course, like it depends on what you're talking about.
Pineapple Express.
There's Pineapple Express,
Right.
dude. There's Harold and Kumar, man.
Oh yeah, Harold and Kumar.
Go to White
Cock
Castle.
meat
That's
sandwich.
probably it.
You
man.
want a cock meat sandwich? Dude, I think Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle has the best ever. What's it called? Like when someone comes, like a guest star. They have the best guest star appearance with Neil Patrick Harris. When he comes in, he's tripping balls. It's another movie where people are tripping. He's just tripping balls.
Steals their
And-
car.
Yeah, and he gets shot at the whorehouse. Like,
Yeah.
and the cop pulls him over, and Neil Patrick Harris is just tripping. He's like, "Oh fuck!" And the cop's like, "Bro, you're Neil Patrick Harris. I'm your biggest fan and stuff." And
And
like,
the third one, they're talking about like him being gay is just like a hoax.
All a lie.
Dude,
It's all a lie.
yeah, that movie is a great one. I do think Pineapple Express is probably my favorite. Another one that's really good is Superbad.
Superbad's pretty good.
Superbad's a really good one.
We're just talking about like party movies at this point.
When I hit my head and I was like dead for like a few weeks, all I did was watch fucking like party movies like that. Where it was like Superbad and Pineapple Express, and I mean I watched so many of them I barely remember any of them.
You remember Project X?
Yeah,
It's a good movie.
yeah, that one.
That gave me false
21
hopes
Jump
of
Street.
what parties would be like in high school.
Yeah, man.
I was just like, this is what parties are gonna be like when I get older. No.
There's 21 Jump Street,
21 Jump Street, yeah.
22 Jump Street.
My name is Jeff.
21 and over.
There's a lot of those. You know, I'd like to see one with Ben Stiller just getting drunk as hell.
Ben Stiller.
I don't know why. I think Ben Stiller's so funny. Like just like how he acts is so funny. Like, remember in Happy Gilmore when he's like the
He's
head of a nursery
yeah.
home and he's like abusing the old people. And he's,
Like two-sided as shit.
or in Dodgeball. See, Ben Stiller just has the ability to be like.
Tropic Thunder.
He's like Michael Scott kinda. He's kind of like Steve Carell.
He's funny.
I used to get those two mixed up, Ben Stiller and Steve Carell, until I like got a little older and I watched The Office, which is like a cult classic in itself. Have you seen Steve Carell's new show, Space Force?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
He's like the head of the Space Force. He gets put in the head of the whole branch of the Space Force.
I've heard about it. I haven't
seen it either. I was gonna watch it and then I saw that it was 45 minutes and I was like, nope. I don't know. A lot of the time I watch shows, if it's like 20 minutes an episode, I'll definitely watch it. And if it's 40 minutes, it has to be good or I'm not gonna watch it. So I'm not gonna. I mean, you watch 2 episodes and that's the length of a movie.
That's why like for the longest time everybody's hyping up Stranger Things and I just tried watching like the first episode and it's like wasn't good. Like
You didn't like Stranger Things?
No, I liked it once I finally got into it, but
Yeah.
it's like getting into it, like it took me like probably a year and a half.
Yeah,
like,
maybe
to
that's
get
my
around to it.
problem because I've watched the first few episodes and I don't care for it.
I
don't
think
give it
that
another
Stranger
chance.
Things actually gets like really good in like season 2 and like
Yeah.
season 3 is where
I
it
like
really
season
starts
3 is
getting-
my favorite.
Season 3 is definitely my favorite too, but like season 1 I think it's just slow.
Yeah.
Like it's just slow. But a lot of shows are slow. Like I've been watching Hannibal lately, which you probably don't know what it is, but it's like it's Hannibal Lecter. If you
Yeah.
ever, you know,
BoJack
it's like his own
Horseman's
show.
slow first
Yeah,
season.
but Hannibal's super slow the first season, really starts picking up second season. Same with like Better Call Saul. A lot of shows are like that though.
Yeah.
The only show I can think of that's just like right in your face right away is Breaking Bad. Like it starts first season.
See, I've watched a few episodes of that and I haven't like
Really?
I really submerge myself into it. And do it.
Breaking Bad's probably my favorite show of all time.
I don't know, man. I can't say what my favorite show is.
I mean, you've been watching Vikings a lot.
Yeah, I like Vikings. I just like the history because, like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I come from Norway. I guess
Yeah,
where my
I'm from Finland.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's where my family comes from. So like, I can just kind of like it's like a relation.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I have
Those-
a bit of Swedish in me. It's
Yeah.
like all right by each other.
I'm like mostly Finnish. And then-
I have a good bit of Swedish in me.
Yeah, my grandpa, I think he was 100% like Norwegian. Like,
Yeah.
that's what.
That's
Or
crazy.
something like that. Like they just migrated down there like right before him to like Minnesota.
I'd love to go up in those countries and just visit.
Yeah.
Those countries are really nice, man.
Yeah, I
Like
hear they're very pretty.
Finland, especially, or like I read an article. I don't know how true it is, but like Finland's really stepping in to like stop the homeless problem there, where they're paying like for homeless people to have a hotel room and get a job and shit. But like it's really good that they're doing something like that. It's just really hard for like the United States to like
I got a splinter.
yeah, Splinter, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's really hard for like
you're just gonna eat the splinter.
it's really hard for like the United States to mimic that because we have 300 million people.
It's just so damn big.
How'd you get a
Do you
splinter?
see it?
Yeah, no, I see it. It's very noticeable. It's big.
How'd you get a splinter?
And get it with your
I don't
teeth
know.
and get it with your like 2 front teeth.
I can't. It's not that big, man.
Yeah, but do you want to use the scissor?
It's not a thorn sticking out in my hand.
Wish the camera didn't die. Last time the camera went the whole hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, bro. It'd be like that.
Yeah. Donate to In the Basement. Buy from my sponsors
How
so
much
I
do
can
we
get a
have
better
going?
camera.
Amen. How much do we got going on right now?
What do you mean?
Let me see that. Well, not. Yeah, I mean, how much time do we got going on right now?
An hour.
Nice. Completely, just
Yep.
60 minutes.
Yep. Yes, sir. An hour and 2 minutes.
Gang, gang.
Yes, sir.
Get that splinter out, Evan.
No, man, it's not coming.
Oof.
Just let it live there.
Put pressure on it. Squeeze it.
You know, the first time, I'm going to tell this story.
Splinters are ass.
I'm going to tell this story so it's so vivid in my mind. The first time I ever had a splinter. Bro, I laid on the couch crying, watching TV for
Oh my God.
hours. For fucking hours as my mom was like, come in the bathroom and have me take it out. And I was like, no, it's going to hurt. And I was just pushing it off as long as possible until my mom told me. She's like, if I don't take that splinter out, now it's never going to come out. And it's going to be inside you forever. And it's going to keep getting deeper and deeper. And you're going to have this wood in you. So I was like crying as my mom just takes out this splinter. And then I'm like, oh. And I just
That's
went on with my
nothing,
life.
bro. Splitters suck. Literally, like 6 months ago, fucking, I got a splinter in my foot by fucking putting my bed down, and I was wearing socks, and basically my foot slid, and there was a splinter, and it went straight in my foot, and I was convinced that a nail went in my foot.
That fucking sucks.
And I was just like, I fucking fell to the ground. I was like, and my dad insisted on taking it out himself and fucking knife and everything, practically cutting into my feet.
Oh, that's what I usually do. I just slice my thumb
Yeah,
open
you
if I
literally
have a
gotta
splinter.
just cut your feet. And I'm just like, it's hurting, and I was like, fuck you, give me the shit. Because I was able just to feel it, and right away, as soon as I got it out within a minute. And I was just like, I'm done. You could see it, but no, I can feel where the fucking end of it is. I got it out right away. Thank
Remember,
God.
bro,
But it hurt, man.
This is throwback for me and you.
Yeah, I know.
We
I know
were-
what you're gonna say.
Yeah. We were at my house, man. I have this lot right next to my house, and we're out there just doing stupid kid shit. And he's
Right.
walking around and he steps on a board and the nail goes right through his foot.
Oof.
And I'm like, I'm up ahead of him, and I just see him turn around and start yelling.
Fucking hurt. I was just like,
I was like, I'm like, what is this fruit screaming about? Why is he complaining again? So I go up, I pick like this giant ass styrofoam block, and I go over to him, I just smack him in the head with it, like hard.
Yeah.
Sucks, bro.
So he has a nail in his foot, and I just I'm attacking his face because I don't know what's going on. I just want to make it worse.
It's so funny. Yeah, I was just like, I leaned up against a tree, started taking my shoe off, and then Evan just comes up, bonks me in the head with a styrofoam. I take off my shoe, and they just see my sock like covered in blood, and Evan's like, oh. And we're with our other friend Skylar at the time, and then they just see me take off my sock, and there's all this blood gushing out. And they were just like, Melanie, no! Screaming for Evan's mom, and just like Evan runs to his house and then gets her.
Oh my god, bro.
To patch up my foot because I just stepped on this
I was like, yeah, Nate's going
rusty
for the day.
nail.
It was rusty? Did you have to get a tetanus shot?
I had my tetanus shot, so it was okay.
Usually you have to get one afterwards, though.
No, I already had mine like a few years prior.
Oh.
So it was all good. But yeah, I remember just Mel patching up my foot and sitting out front in the front of Evan's step, drinking some Bob Marley tea. That was some good. It was very good. I remember she was like, "You have some Bob Marley tea?" And I was like, "I'll take that." And I was like, "This shit good."
Bob Marley
Just
tea.
sitting there with my foot still fucking bleeding into this duct tape and
Man, you got
fucking-
Bob Marley tea, though.
It was alright.
That
It
stuff
was pretty
good.
good
It was like
tea.
mellow Marley or something.
Yeah, it made it so much better for sure.
Yeah.
But it was so funny. Evan just bonks me in the head with this big old styrofoam piece and then I take off my sock and I'm just bleeding.
You know,
It's
you're
just
not
like,
the only
oh.
person I've done that to, man.
What do you mean?
You're like, what a bitch, Nate. Why is he in pain right now? Why is he clearly distressed?
I
Let me
can't-
hit him.
I remember, I was just talking to somebody about this like a week or so ago. I don't remember the story exactly off top, but it's ringing a bell. Like, I've definitely wondered why somebody was screaming and like they're overreacting and just hit them. It's like, here's something to fucking cry about.
Here's something to cry about, as if you don't already have enough that you're crying about, clearly.
Yeah. God, I'm having a brain fart, dude. Can't remember.
Thank God it was styrofoam, though. If it was anything else, I would have been upset. Because then it would have actually hurt. And I was just like, what the fuck? You just hit me in the head with like a piece of wood or something. That's my fucking... I just stepped on a nail.
It was a big piece of styrofoam.
It was. It wasn't enough to like hurt.
One time,
but
when I was in like 5th or 6th grade, this kid whacked me over the head like with a big thing of snow, and it actually was ice. Yeah, and I had to go to like the nurse and shit, and I had a big bruise on my head.
You know what it?
Lucky he wasn't strong at all.
You know what it was, Nate? It was when you smashed a brick on Bailey Fisher's foot. So, and
I
then he's
remember
like,
that.
so, and then he starts freaking out, and like in my mind, I was like, he's overreacting. So I lit a match and I stuck it in his leg, burn a hole right in his leg.
Yeah.
I'll give you,
remember that?
you're just like, I'll give you fucking something to cry
I
about, bro.
remember that.
Oh my god, dude. That is... You're getting cruel.
Dude, I remember. It was so funny. I didn't even mean, because basically there was a fire, an accidental fire that started happening, and Bailey started stomping it out, and like he was like kicking it. He was like, "We gotta get it out," and I quickly grabbed a brick to throw on it, and it was accidentally or perfectly timed. He fucking kicked his foot as soon as it hit the fire, and the brick was supposed to hit his fire. So the fire, it hit his foot because his foot was right on top of the fire, and he's like, "Fuck,
You know what's
fuck."
funny about it? His toe was purple for like 2 years after.
Ugh.
Yeah, and then even till this day, he has that match scar on the back of his fucking leg. Because he just like, as he fucking has, he's like,
That
my
would hurt,
fucking
man.
toe,
Getting a
my
fucking match
toe."
right put to your leg.
I don't know what possessed me to do it. Like, it was just me. It's like, this seems like a good
You're
idea.
sadistic, Evan.
Also, I remember that specifically because we woke up early in the morning after we had a fire like the night before. We woke up at like 5 a.m. and went out there. The fire was still going. We got it back going. And then an accidental fire happened on the side. And just, we were like eating Pop-Tarts and shit. And fucking Bailey just, poor dude, gets a fucking brick to the toe. And he's like, fuck, fuck. And then he gets branded by a fucking matchstick.
It's super fun. Rip. Shout out to Bailey. I'm sorry you had to deal with
Poor
that.
Bailey Fisher.
Yeah. Podcast has gone on for an hour. You guys ready to call it off?
Do it, man.
All right. Well, It was pretty good. I had a really
Good
good time bringing
podcast.
Evan on.
Evan Dalen.
Yeah, it was a good one. Link to my sponsors, Soap City USA in the basement. Subscribe, like the podcast.
Blue Thong.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
I don't have a YouTube channel.
He doesn't have a YouTube
Anything
channel,
you
so
want
you're
us to
just
plug?
you're gonna.
Instagram?
I'll put up his home address. Give my boy co-host Nato Jackson some love. This is In the Basement Podcast. I'm Jacob Hakinen. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.